Hey, everybody, and welcome to another Training Thursday. I am super excited because we have the amazing Facebook and other advertising genius that is Miranda Ivey. Hello, lovely.
Hello, how are you?
Really good. It's so nice to see you in the online world, and I'm super excited to have a conversation all about Facebook, particularly when it comes to its use in wellness and naturopaths, nutritionists, and herbalists and practitioner markets. So thanks for
hmm
joining us.
Yeah, you're very welcome, and I'm very excited for the opportunity too, because I know that you guys come up with a lot of problems. So I'm hoping that we can have a chat about some of them today.
Yeah, totally. So I've been watching you, lovely, for a couple of years. I signed up to one of your things many, many years ago, and you've just come back, uh, which has been really cool because you've had babies, and it's all
Yeah,
been lovely with family.
yeah.
We've got lots of our peeps that are watching that have either just come back or they're about to go on maternity leave. And it's been really cool to see what solidifies and what happens after you have had kids and how you're creating a lifestyle business for yourself as well. So I really like that element about what you do too.
Yes, you just can't be doing that sort of one-on-one stuff as much as you'd like. I do love working in that way, but I also love helping, lots more people too. So.
Yeah. And with all your experience, I can't wait to dive into some of our questions. So many of our questions today have come from the Naturpreneur Hub, which is the go-to group for nuts, Herbies, and Praccies in business and personal development. Just in case you guys are seeing this on YouTube or somewhere else, come join us over there. So number one question is, what's the go with Facebook and Instagram pods, and where do they work and where do they not work? So I guess we should clarify what a Facebook or Instagram pod is, right?
Yeah, yeah. So to begin with, do you want to do that? I'm happy to have a chat
Go for
about
it.
it too.
Yeah.
So essentially, people get together in a group like yours or in other Facebook groups, and they go, "Hey, do you want to start a comment pod?" And everybody writes underneath, "Yes, please. Yes, please." So what that involves is, say, 10, 20 different accounts, and you're, I guess, bound to comment and like on their posts on a regular basis. It might be daily, it might be once a week or a couple of times a week. There's a few problems. Let's talk about the good side first. So, the reason why they exist is to build engagement, because, the more comments and likes you get on your posts, the longer it's going to stay visible in the feed, particularly when it comes to Instagram. We know that the algorithm has changed, and all of a sudden it's no longer chronological, it's based on engagement. So that's why we want to appear there. Same goes with Facebook. However, the people that are commenting on your posts are potentially, not your customers. They might be other practitioners in this instance that would be. So are they the people that you really want to see your posts? Because I don't know about you, Tammy, but if I start engaging with a particular account, particularly on Instagram, all I see are their posts. And it's no longer about what I'd like to do, who I'd like to engage with, and where I'd like my account to be seen. They're just other practitioners. Sure, it's great. It's really nice to have some comments, but don't we just want like real followers when it
Yeah,
comes to Instagram and Facebook?
totally.
Um,
And the other interesting thing about it, right, is so there's this thing called a Facebook pixel. For you guys who haven't had a lot of experience in Facebook, Facebook has a pixel, and a pixel is like it takes a little picture of whoever's clicked on things, and then it matches all of your little demographics about who you are, what you like to click on, how old you are, if you've got a family, what other pages you like, and a whole bunch of other really random demographics. And if you've clicked on a whole bunch of stuff or commented on a whole bunch of stuff, it then goes, oh, she likes all that stuff. I'll send you a whole bunch more of that stuff. And so all of a sudden, you're not just liking those 10 people, everybody who is even in the vicinity of something to do with the types of things that they're talking about is suddenly coming up in your feed as well. So,
and do you know what that's actually really bad for is that whole comparisonitis thing. So all of a sudden you think that everybody's doing exactly the same thing as you. You can't do it. Why do you exist? All of that stuff starts to come up for you, where in actual fact, it's just because Facebook wants you. Facebook and, Facebook and Instagram, they want you to stay on the platform for as long as possible. So they show you the same things over and over again because they think it's what you like.
That is such a good point.
Everybody is an internet marketer. It really frustrates me, but I'm sure you're
clicking away on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to stop opting in for things, but I'm sure you see a completely different feed. So yeah, personally, and I think you might agree with me on this, Tammy, I'm not a fan of them. No. I think there's so many more better ways to, one, build a following, but two, spend your time. Like, who's got time to comment on, other people's posts? I would encourage you, if there's particular hashtags that you want to be found under, or you think that your potential customer might be using, could even just be like city-based or something. If you're based in a physical, you have a physical location you want people to see you at, go on to that hashtag, like and comment and follow strangers' accounts, and you'll serve you so much better, because chances are they might see you and, you start to build that natural engagement.
Great. So instead of creating pods, another option is hashtags. Now, a lot of you guys haven't used hashtags before either. And the thing about hashtags is they're like an SEO for social media. They're a search function. They're like a Google for social media. And when you try and find something that has to do with that, you type in the search bar, hashtag whatever it happens to be. So, for instance, maybe hashtag Naturopreneur, if you happen to be watching us.
Yeah, on Instagram. Check it out. Why don't you have a look? See if that's what you want to be found under.
And then click the little hearts, and make a little comment. And the cool thing about it, a lot of people are hashtag nutritionist or hashtag nutrition. And then you start to connect with other maybe magazines that you might want to be seen in, other retreats that you might want to feature and speak at, other organizations or suppliers that you might want to get an award at next time. And once you start to engage, it's creating a relationship, a genuine relationship where you are interested in that stuff, and it'll become fed back to you, rather than a fake relationship where you're just trying to manipulate a system that isn't really made for that. The other last little thing I'd love to talk to you about on that is what happens when we start to want to create ads, and what we have liked all of the time. So if we've engaged with something, and what happens on the back end of ads, Facebook ads, if a whole bunch of naturopaths or a whole bunch of practitioners have liked our stuff and we try and send an ad out, what happens then?
To them? So yes, so I think there's sort of like a few questions in here. So you're just talking about, are you talking about like showing an ad to like a retargeting audience? So that's someone who's had that connection with you.
Yeah. So one of the quickest ways that I understand to build an audience, and an audience is the first step when you're creating a Facebook ad, is you have to select an audience. And the first way of doing that, the quickest way of doing that, if you haven't had an audience before, is a retargeting ad. And so it's an audience that have already engaged with your stuff, or an audience who are following your business page. Yeah. And if you've already got 20, like this pod, and you just start to go, okay, I'm going to put an ad out, and I'm going to put an ad out of these people and people like them, then you're only going to put an ad out to a whole bunch of prackies.
And it's not going to work, is it? So yes, you're exactly right. If your audience is made up of, other practitioners, and, let's even you hit that boost post button to show it to your fans, or all of your fans are practitioners, what do you think is going to happen? Are they going to sign up to work with you? Are they going to download your free guide? They're not, are they? Because they don't need it.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to build an audience of people who, might engage with your products and services rather than other practitioners. There's no reason why they can't, like your page to begin with.
Especially if there's a genuine connection as well. Like if there's a genuine heart connection and you are actually genuinely interested in those particular pages, sweet, perfect. But in the long run, there's a couple little kind of caveats there that I would be very wary of if you are creating that kind of following. And whereas creating a genuine following with the hashtags, if you're on Instagram.
I actually just thought of another, sorry.
Go for it. Love it.
I just wanted to, I guess I was just thinking about particularly, you know, because I can imagine we're going to have people sitting here going like, hashtags, I don't know what hashtags to use. A really simple way for you to, you know, instead of hashtags might be to go on Instagram and Facebook, but let's talk about Instagram, and find some of the brands that you use or like, you know, whether it's even like sauerkraut brands or your supplement brands, and go onto them and have a look who's at their followers and see if they're the type of people that, you know, might be interested in what you do, and, you know, do the sort of the like and the comment and the genuine, you know, that genuine connection still works on social media. So if you're like, oh my God, that's such a cool post, or what a great idea, I'm going to steal that recipe, all of a sudden they're going to go like, oh, that's not just like a bot. I'm going to go click on that and see what they're all about. But yeah, that's another easy entry point would be find the brands that you like on Instagram and see who's following them and engaging with them, and maybe see if you can get some new followers that way.
Yeah, my other little tip about that, particularly for Instagram followers, is before you consume, go and connect. So when you are on Instagram and you're about to go consume a whole bunch of stuff, like suck all that information in, a whole bunch of random dog video, like before you consume, either create or connect. So you either have to create your own post, or you go and connect genuinely with 10 other people. And the cool thing about that is the rule of reciprocity starts happening, and you get this whole, oh, you've connected with me, I'll go and check your stuff out. Oh, and it just keeps going. So,
what a great tip. I love that. Before you consume, connect or create. That is awesome.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. All right, let's go. We touched on, what did we touch on before? You just said something before. Oh, to boost or not to boost. That is.
Oh, such a contentious issue. And, you know, things have changed. So a year or so ago, I would have told you, like, never boost a post. It's the worst thing you can do. But there's actually strategy behind it now. So let's have a chat about that. Boosting is that big post whenever you post on Facebook. Underneath it says boost post. Or if you get good engagement, it'll say, hey, why don't you spend some money, boost post. And people will just boost anything, really. They think, oh, that was a really great post and I want more people to see that, so I'm going to boost it. And, you know, it's just more sort of like feeding that personal like, ego thing rather than any strategy behind it. So there is a strategy with boosting, and that is that if you post something and it goes well, like you start to get some likes and comments and shares, that's when you want to boost it. That's when you want it to be seen by more people, because it's already got that engagement going for it.
Let's be clear. We're not randomly boosting boost posts. Okay. What we just heard was, don't just boost because Facebook told you should boost. Facebook wants your money.
Yes.
And what you want is people who are already engaged with your content. Those types of people, if you press boost because lots of engagement is already happening, you'll get more engagement. So yes, boost when engagement is high, when you've got more likes, when you've got more comments on there already, and you're like, wow, people are actually liking this post. I might let it boost to more people who might like it.
Yes, I love to say, let the people decide. It's not up to you to determine what is good content. Let the world tell you that it's good. If it's not, just post again. Like, let's just reset and go again. So put it out there. But that boosting works really well when you want to keep people on Facebook. So say you did a post, say like, for example, you're a practitioner and you've got some spots coming up, you've got a little bit of availability later in the week, you want people to book in, and you just put your phone number in there for them to book, for example. Boosting works really well for that because all of the information they need is contained on that post. However, if your goal is to then get someone to click out and book in with you, boosted posts won't work. And the reason for that is because the objective of them is to get engagement. Facebook says that specifically. A goal of a boosted post is likes, comments, and shares. That's it. Or video views if you posted a video. But if you want people to click out to your website, you will need to run it as a traffic ad. And, you know, I was in someone's account, we were having a chat about this just yesterday. And, you know, I really wanted to get, you know, the head around like, okay, so you've set up a traffic ad and it's costing you 80 cents a click, let's just say. Let's scroll down and have a look at some of those boosted posts as we scroll down her ads manager. They were costing her $9.50 a click.
Oh, wow.
So you can see if your goal is to send someone to a website to, you know, book in or read a blog post or, you know, find out more, you want to be running a different type of ad, because I don't know about you, but if I've got, say, $10, $20 to spend, let's say 20, I don't know if I want 2 clicks or if I want, you know,
50, right.
50, let's say. That's just my working. Yeah, so that's the big thing. But I'm not going to sit here and say don't run boosted posts, because I think they're fantastic for brand awareness. And I think if you have something that's working, definitely spend $10, $20, $50 on it and get it seen by more people, because it's just going to really serve better.
Excellent. So boosted posts are great if there's if you let the people decide, because they're already engaged, that you want more engagement, likes, clicks, or shares. Oh, not necessarily clicks, engagements, likes, and shares, but the click-through business where you want people to book or you want them to click through onto things, then you need to go into the Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Sweet. Awesome. Gold. Okay, now, speaking of Facebook ads, how does a practitioner get a Facebook ad approved? Is it just the words, or is it something else that Facebook is looking at? Or are they just black banning the word naturopath? Are they black banning the word like health? Or, you know, are they black banning those questions when it comes to, do you want more exercise? Do you want more energy? Or is just, what's going on there?
Okay, so Facebook's in the business of making money, so they're not going to blanket ban health-related businesses by any means. Right. You guys are not, that is not the reason why your ads are getting disapproved. So when it comes to the approval process, they look at everything. They look at the ad image, they look at, you know, video, if that's what you've posted, they look at your targeting, they look at all of that. But so that's why you guys have to actually, you know, run an ad that meets their guidelines.
So
and,
I also
don't feel bad.
I also watched, sorry, just to add to what else it looks at. I've been listening to a couple of other peeps on some podcasts, and they've been talking about, in actual fact, like people who are like deep into the whole making massive online marketing kind of processes for people. And it's not just the image and the words that are on the image. It's not just the videos. It's not just your business page, but it's also even the thank you pages that, it's like 2 or 3 pages away from the page that you're trying to get people to click onto. They're looking at layers and layers of stuff, and the engagements from the past, and your old ads that you've run before, and if they've been approved or disapproved before, and if they're still sitting in your Facebook ads like manager.
Yes. Excellent point. Yes, you did just remind me about landing pages and that type of thing, because I've helped a client. She wasn't doing anything dodgy. She you know, helped like personal trainers with their business, sort of like what you do with naturopaths. And we just kept on changing the ad. We kept on changing it, kept on getting disapproved. I'd deleted, I'd started again. And, you know, in the end, I was like, what's going on? And it was it was the actual page that we were sending it to looked spammy. You know, it was like, do you want to earn an extra $10,000 in your business a month? And it didn't have a privacy policy link on it. It's not like a total do or die one, that one. But, you know, they were, you know, it was the actual page that we were sending it to. So I ended up changing the page, changing the link, and went straight through. So, you know, it is difficult, but let's focus on the ad, because for most people, it's going to be the ad that's causing the problem. And then, you know, if it's still not getting approved, that's when you look at the landing page and the thank you page and all of that stuff. So for naturopaths and, you know, health practitioners, we're talking a lot about people's problems. So, you know, are you feeling this way? You just said the same one, like, do you feel this way? Do you do this? So Facebook definitely does not like it when you call out specific groups of people. And a specific group of people might even be like someone who's having sleep problems, or someone who's waking up at night, or something like that. So that can almost be, sometimes be too specific for them as well. They don't like you to be negative. Donald Trump just had one of his ads not approved because it was too racist. So, you know, you think that the president and his team would be all over it, but no. So they really don't want you to, you know, really target specific groups of people and put them down. They're trying to make Facebook a very positive place. So how do you get around that? The goal is to be more general. So rather than talking about, you know, do you suffer from specific sleep issues? What about women who are busy tend to suffer from specific sleep issues because of the lifestyle that they lead, blah, 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 blah. So instead of going like you, let's talk more generally. That's not to say you can't say you in your text. It's just like if there's an overuse of you, it will get banned without a doubt. And also kind of just posing questions and not offering any solutions can sometimes be hard for Facebook to deal with. So, you know, do you suffer from this? Do you suffer from that? Are you worried about that? Are you stressed out over that? Click here to find out more. It's going to seem pretty spammy. You know, the fact that you only want people to take, you know, you only want people to go off Facebook to find out more. They want you to stay on Facebook. So maybe offer some of those solutions in that, and then, you know, click here to then find out more.
So something that could possibly get approved is something more like maybe a statistic, like a fact, and then give like 3 amazing little pieces of advice around it. And because, again, I'm a real big believer in the rule of reciprocity, that if you're giving first, people will want to get from you. Like if you're going to give a solution rather than like dangle a carrot out in front of somebody and then yank it away when they click on your thing, you know, if you are giving that top tip, your number one naturopathic top tip, or your three things that'll help, people are going to be interested in what else you have to say about that, because you're already giving and they're going to want to get more.
Exactly. And let's think about that sort of ad psychology right now. You know, people go, oh, that didn't work. What's going on? It's like, because you're literally popping up into their news feeds the first time ever. They've never heard of you. And you expect them to click out. Get off Facebook. They don't want to get off Facebook. They're hanging out. They're looking at the baby photos. They're looking at the, you know, the dog photos. They don't want to go to your website and sign up to your free thing or book a consult, whatever it is. So as you just said, give them a bit more of a reason, like establish your credibility. And it might be, you know, saying that you're a practitioner with 15 years of experience. It might be that you've been featured in such and such journal. Put that into your ad so that they get the reason why they need to do the thing that you want them to do. If you just kind of pop out with all these questions and, you know, make it sound like they're going to have, you know, they're experiencing these horrible things, what do you think that's going to make them feel?
Yeah. And I guess some of the old school newspaper marketing kind of clicks in here, where is it newsworthy? And if it is newsworthy, instead of spending, you know, $500 on a ad this size in a newspaper is what we used to do, why not spend $50 on a Facebook ad and then actually share it with people who are interested? So if it is newsworthy, like, I have opened my clinic, you guys should check it out, or here's my opening, you know, special, or I just appeared in such and such magazine, or here's where I was speaking at last week. There is an option there where people can engage rather than like, and you can build that relationship rather than get.
Yeah, take. It's all about me. And yeah, making it about them as well. That's a really good thing. Facebook also has an issue with supplements. So, you know, I know that people who spruik essential oils sometimes come up against that. And that has to do with, you know, health claims. They really don't like, you know, big, bold health claims. You need peppermint for your digestive issues right now. What's wrong with you? Why haven't you, you know, done this yet? So again, be more general. Don't make health claims in the ad. do that on your website, or, you know, that next step. We're really just, you know, trying to entice people to click on our ad or to engage with it in some way. When it comes to images, your ads might get banned because there's too much text on there. There is a place where you can upload your image. Actually, I think it happens now in the Ads Manager. They've, you know, made lots of changes. So it actually tells you now in the Ads Manager, if you upload an image with too much text, it will say your ad might not get as much reach because it's got too much text. And again, that has to do with the experience of Facebook. Just like the positive words and not calling specific groups out, they don't want Facebook to look like a newspaper, like you said, just, you know, full of like, sale, buy now, 20% off, click here. That's not what they're all about. So if anything, you know, tips for images, keep it natural. Keep it like something that you would share with your friends. I often go through people's Instagram feeds and I'll be like, oh, that's an ad image and that's an ad image. And they're like, well,
Yes.
it's just something, you know, some random photo. But it's, you know, part of that conversation. We don't want to, you know, necessarily buy from someone who looks perfect all the time. And we definitely don't like stock photos, especially here in Australia. We just kind of like get our bristles up straight away. And then with your targeting, you know, it might get banned or sort of disapproved just because you're a bit too specific and they can't find enough people to show it to. So there's some tips. So no, Facebook doesn't hate naturopaths. They just don't like, and I'll give you the links. You can pop it in the video somewhere of where people can read more about the guidelines. It's not like a big lengthy document. It's quite digestible for you guys to get your head around and also to have a quick read about the image policies. And that sort of text, I've mentioned this to you before, Tammy, but the text rule even applies to videos. So if you upload a video and it's got a lot of like text popping up, that's going to get either lower reach or disapproved.
Yep.
One last thing on disapproved ads. Can I just give you a quick hack? If it's, you know, being disapproved several times, delete the ad and start again. Like you said, you don't want it sitting in your account. This kind of like disapproved ad, it's just going to serve you, you know, and if you keep going and going and going, it's just going to serve your account poorly. So delete it and just start again if you can.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Excellent. Hopefully we're going to get a little, even just taking one or two of those things out on your next ad and making sure that you're kind of dotting those I's and crossing those T's and being a giver, not a getter in it. Even like intentionality, I think, is a really big deal when you're going in with the intention of, I need X amount of people to click on my link because they're all broken. It's really not going to get the same kind of aspect as, okay, how can I best serve the people that are around me with the things that with the content that I really want to share with them. So yeah.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. What's the next question we've got? Oh, yes. Pros and cons of Facebook groups versus a business page. We've seen a huge rise in Facebook groups, and if you haven't joined the Naturpreneur Hub, that's the biggest growing Facebook group for naturopaths who are interested in business. But similar kind of thing, right? We've seen a big rise in this, and now we're starting to see, oh, I really like to talk about thyroid. I really like to talk about, you know, autoimmune. I really like to talk about, maybe I could create a group, or maybe I'll just do it on a business page, or I have a separate business page, or maybe I'll have multiple business pages for all of the things. What's the benefit?
That.
Oh, there's a lot of that.
Oh God. Okay, so I probably come at this from a different perspective from you. So let's just quickly talk about the difference between pages and groups.
Okay.
So Facebook business page is your opportunity to, you know, broadcast to the world, but, you know, quality content, giving them something to, you know, a reason to like your page. I love asking people that question, and that if you guys are watching this now, seriously think about it. Why should someone like your page? Why should they do it? Because if it's just for you to talk about yourself, that's not a very good reason. So think about what you can give people. So that's your business page. You can run ads out of that. So that's definitely an advantage of a business page. And you can build followers and social proof and kind of just start a conversation with people before they even, you know, click on your website or, you know, engage with you in some way. Groups are really about building communities. So, you might, build it around your business or a specific aspect of your business, and get people to join there. You can, invite people who are on your mailing list or from like your Instagram or Facebook, usually your business profiles or pages, to join your group, and you kind of have a bit more of an intimate conversation with people in there. They can get to know you and ask questions and respond and build that community feel. Now, and you also mentioned that people have multiple business pages. So I am the biggest believer in simplifying when it comes to social media marketing. So
focus, people.
Usually what I will ask people is, how much time do you have to do all these things? Because in a perfect world, yes, we'd all have a business page, we'd all have a group, and we'd all be doing all things. But if you have to choose one, I would start with the business page and get that going, and enjoy posting and regularly, sharing content, engaging with people, and trying different things, trying Facebook Lives, trying videos and that type of thing. Then, if you decide that it's going to serve your business to start building a community and be having conversations with people, you can create a group, and you can create them on any topic. But I've created a group related to social media before. I didn't have time to be in that group and to be having conversations with people. So we ended up shutting the group down. There was over 1,000 people in there.
And I've created groups before in a really similar way, and it just wasn't in alignment with how I wanted to run business and what I wanted to talk about and all that kind of stuff. And it just started to fizzle because I didn't have time to focus on that as well as the business opportunities that I had. So it's not for everybody, and you don't have to do it. Is like thing here. And then there's the third caveat that I hope you're just about to tell them, which is a bit icky, because it's where I've got my most amount of people and I'm so excited about spending time with them, but I can't advertise at all.
Yes. You can't run ads to groups. You might see ads in groups. I sort of seem to it seems like Facebook tests it and then they drop it out again. So I have seen ads in groups and then they seem to go away for a while. But you can't specifically target people who are in your group. So they need to engage with you in a different way for you to run an ad to them. So and again, with the multiple business pages, really think about if you need them. Like if you need a specific one for this target, this little part of your business and this little part of your business, personally, I would, and I tell people this all the time, bring it all together.
Yep.
Who's got time?
So if you're listening and you have multiple modalities, this is the other thing. We've got lots of practitioners who are multimodality, which means you might be a naturopath and you might be a Bowen therapist and you might be a massage therapist and you might do some weird and wacky, really cool testing. You don't need a separate page for all of those. It's more, how could you create a consistent and persistent approach to that? Maybe you have like Bowen Monday or Massage Monday, and then Bowen Wednesday, and then on a Friday you talk about, I don't know, lifestyle, which brings it all together. But you're consistently showing up with all of those modalities, but you're doing it in a cohesive and consistent way on one page rather than trying to do a really poor job of randomly showing up on 3 different pages.
Exactly. And that's just, look at the numbers as well. Wouldn't you rather to have one Facebook page with 300 people following it than 3 with 100? I don't know about you, but when it comes to, engagement and reach and all those things and social proof, like, in terms of you looking like a really good, legit business that other people should get involved with, go for the one.
Yeah, totally.
Time and time again.
Totally. All right. So last question. We've got lots and lots of newbie pracs that are just starting out and they've just decided, I can't afford my website, so I'm going to start a Facebook business page. Miranda just said a Facebook business page is the way to go. But then there's nobody there. Like,
oh, so sad.
No one's there. So my little tip on the front end of that is everybody started with nobody there on their Facebook business page. Every single person started with 0. So that's my number 1 tip. But next, what do we do to build a tribe on our business page?
Great question. So we all start with 0, and the next place that we go is we post it on our Facebook personal profile, and we get our friends and family to like it. There's nothing wrong with that. They can choose to unlike it later, but let's just build up those numbers to begin with.
And it's relationships. It's like still on social media, it's still about building relationships and rapport. And if you've already got relationships and rapport, you can start there. Yes. Next.
Definitely. And I think, the other thing is, like, I'll often post more on my business page than my personal profile. So my mum's always talking to me about what's on my Instagram page.
Yeah, absolutely. My mum does exactly the same.
Oh, it's really great that you enjoyed doing that thing. And I was like, thanks, Mum. Anyway, so there's no harm in it. Don't feel like, and I think it's a really great thing to do, particularly when you're starting out, to show up in front of your friends and family, to get them on side, to let them know what you're doing so that they can support you if you need that as well. So definitely start there. And then the next stage. So I talked before about why someone should like your page. So that's a really good place to start when you're thinking about content and what to post on your page. So before we worry about our lack of followers, let's post on our page a bit regularly. Start to get a bit of a feel for Facebook posting, maybe do a video, I don't know. And then, it's time to think about how to get other people interested. And that's when you will, consider running a page like ad. Now, before you go like, oh my God, I can't imagine spending money to get someone to like me. Isn't that the saddest thing in the world? Well, how else are they going to find you?
If you're not,
I don't know.
It's you can myself. So
yeah, you might put the link on your website, or you might have a mailing list. You can ask them. Or my favorite is the like us on Facebook in a practitioner's studio or something like that, and there's no link or anything. There's no actual place. It's just like us on Facebook. Okay, I will. Thanks for telling me what the name is. Anyway, so page like ads, there's nothing wrong with them. They're quite easy to set up. Facebook will often guide you to do it when you start your Facebook page. And then you literally just need to, come up with a little bit of text to tell people why they should like your page. So it could be, servicing women and children in the, let's say, Melbourne region with their specific health issues, sleep issues, or like us for sleep tips that will help you sleep better for the best. And to do that in that page like ad. When it comes to buying likes, we want to, make sure that we're targeting, hopefully just even a little bit of demographic targeting. We don't have to get super specific, but, maybe just even, women or men of a certain age in Australia could be a great place to start. Because again, Facebook has so much data on us. They know the type of people who like pages. They know the type of people who are interested in, what you do and all of that. So hopefully even just with a small amount of targeting, you can direct them in the right way. But when it comes to buying likes, it might cost you, hopefully it costs you under $1, but even around $1 is like a general rule of thumb.
Definitely. Are you hearing that? You actually have to track what happens with your ads. You can't just set up an ad and let it just go. You have to be able to know, apart from checking whether or not you actually gave it a limit and to when to stop, because I've actually had clients before that, I'll just start this thing, and then $600 later, they forgot to turn it off. So making sure that not only are you tracking how much money you are spending, but how that is being used. And it's per click. So what you want to look at is per click. And you need it to be less than $1 per click.
Oh, that's per like.
Per like. Yeah.
Well, around $1. I'm not going to say it's a hard and fast rule, because even, I helped a speech pathologist the other day set up a like ad. $5 a day. It's about $150 a month. And, even she's a bit over $1. I think there's a bit of tweaking that can be done. But, it's just to build that audience for her, because it's really nice for her to even know, I had 100 likes, but they were all my friends, and even just to get an extra 5 likes a day or 3 to 5 likes a day, she's it's just making her feel good.
Yeah.
If we target,
that feeling makes you want to show up more. in all honesty, I've seen it time and time again in the club. When you get the engagement, I mean that's why Facebook is hanging on. You getting the dopamine hit of a like or a love symbol appearing, and then you feel it, and then it's like, oh, okay, and then you want to show up more. And so being able to show up for more engagement is a beautiful thing. So even though it feels like you're buying likes to begin with, you're actually buying the confidence to show up and share your message a lot more.
Exactly, because yeah, you get that reaction when you post. But when it comes to page like ads, please, please, please don't just put it on there and hope that that's going to do all the work for you. You still need to be showing up regularly on that Facebook page, especially when you're running ads. I can't even begin to stress this enough right now. If you want your ad costs to be lower, you need to be posting on your page organically as well. You can't just go oh, why isn't my ad working? Why is no one liking this? You seriously need to be posting regularly. So if you're running a page like ad, to start getting out there a bit more, set yourself a goal of 3 to 4 times a week of posting, whether it's a photo post or a video or sharing some, relevant content, just mixing it up a bit. Just continue to post. Otherwise, you'll find that Facebook's well, hey, they're not playing by the rules, so we're just going to give that no reach at all.
Yeah. And so the algorithm is all about being consistent and persistent. And so is creating a relationship with your potential customer. You've got to consistently be there or persistently be there for that person when they need that information. And we talk about it a lot in our groups, is that if you were building a relationship with somebody new, that you had, a friend that you were somebody new, and then they were texting you and you didn't text them back, or they were calling you, or you went and had a coffee and you went and had that coffee once and you bought their coffee, right? So you bought and then that was it. They texted you after that and you're like, crickets. Or they tried to call you and nothing. And they saw you down the street and you were like, you wouldn't get, but if you're consistently there answering on the phone, connecting with them, sharing information, wanting to have another cup of tea, and there's a reciprocal thing going on, then you're going to build the rapport for a long-term engagement. And it's the exact same thing with Facebook. And the algorithm knows it. That's how friendships are built, by consistently and persistently being there for somebody when they need you. And if you've got a message, particularly a health message, and you are consistently and persistently sharing it, it's there when they need it. Monday, they might not feel depressed. Wednesday, they might not feel depressed. But Friday morning, they might get up going, oh my goodness, this is the darkest day. And you've got your little inspirational quote, you've got your Friday meme, whatever it happens to be, that's when they might need it. But then if you've only got it once a month and you've sent out one ad, they're not going to feel the love when they need it. So it's really, really important. It's such a great point, Miranda. It's super easy just to buy their love for a day and then not be there for a month.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm sure it comes up all the time for you in your group, what's the point of my business page? I'm not getting any reach anyway. Nobody reads my stuff. But you will find, over time, if you start to hone that message and start to put out not what you want, what the people want, and to serve them. I don't particularly like that sort of serving them mentality. It doesn't sit well with me, but I do like the giving mentality, and I like the solving problem mentality. Yeah. So if you can kind of sit there and, and I love, just sharing this sort of ideas with people, is just you saw someone, you helped them with their problem. Can you tell that story in a non-specific way or a general way to, help others as well? So, someone came to me and she had this issue and, we worked over time to, collaboratively, and then she feels like this now. Those personal anecdotes, my God, they rock Facebook because they're real.
Yeah, and every practitioner who has been in, even just for a little while, will have a run. You'll always have a run of people that you see. You'll have a run of adrenally fatigued women who are burnt out. Then you'll have a run of thyroid cases. Then you'll have a run of puzzle cases, or you'll have a run of IBS, or it'll be, hay fever season. But having that conversation, oh my goodness, I've had a run of children with snotty noses this week. And the three biggest things I said to them were blah, 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 blah. And now they've come back and everything's fine. That is beautifully general and incredibly helpful, and sets you up for the possibility of engaging in the future, not necessarily for that particular, sniffly noses for kids, but that you're the health person that has a run of people for things. But they're not going to know unless you tell them.
I know, and I think, we go like, but that's why they come and see me. That's why they got to, they're going to pay me to get that advice. No, you've actually got to let them know that you're the expert in that, because then they're going to know that you're the go-to person for that, and they need to then pay you. But without that, you're just going to be having a conversation with yourself about, I'm the expert in the runny noses. Like, why isn't anyone booking in with me? Because you haven't let them know that you know the answers to that. So I love thinking about it. It's like putting your best self out there, because if you're giving the best stuff for free, they're going to wonder how good the paid stuff is.
Totally. Oh my goodness, say that again. That is so tweetable. If you're giving the best stuff for free, they're going to wonder what on earth, oh my goodness, how good the paid stuff is.
Yeah. Yes. And it's even just a mindset thing, because when they're paying for it, they want it to be. They've already decided you're the best.
Yeah.
So, you might be like, but I've already said that thing. You're a health practitioner. How many times do we have to
at least 1,223 times before somebody actually does anything? Yes.
And even if you told me a month ago, I need to hear it again. Like, that's why we come back and see you guys, because we took the advice, it worked, life got in the way. Now we need to hear it again.
Exactly. Super cool. All right. So this has been an awesome conversation, Miranda. So a lot of us, it's so true. All of it is so true and so real. And just like anything, I absolutely invite you to take the gold nugget that you got out of this and go and take action on it. If you're listening now, go and take action on it. Go and do a Facebook Live. Go on about your most recent experience with clients. Go and trial out an ad. Trial out a boost post if you want that engagement. But the other thing is, there is a group within our group that don't want to do any of this themselves. They want to know heaps more. We're a whole bunch of learners here in the hub, and we want to know heaps more about this stuff. So we've only been able to answer 5 questions today. How can we find you, and how can we find out more information about Facebook and how it relates to us as Praccies?
Certainly. Well, you can head to my website, which is mirandaivey.com, I-V-E-Y, as I always like to say to people, ivey.com. Happening when you're going to put this out, but I'm putting together a specific Facebook ads course just for you guys. I've worked with a naturopath, and to talk about some of the pitfalls that she has and how she might be able to overcome them, and also how to set up that all-important traffic ad that actually works. You essentially looking over my shoulder when I do it. We also set up a page likes ad. There's just I don't want to call it the basics, but it's just the not wasting money. It's but also covering some of those pitfalls. And then, there's going to be an opportunity to spend a bit more time with me, just checking in and all that stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. So that our ads will get through, that we'll get the traction that we want, all from Facebook specifically for Praccies. That's so exciting. Thank you, Miranda.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's been such a good chat. I love it. I think that's it. I love working with you guys because you have good things to share with the world. You're helping solve health issues, and that really resonates with me. So, if I can help you guys get more traction, get your message out there a bit more, some ideas, lose some of that fear around video. Oh my God. Better. We're all going to be happier and healthier, aren't we?
Beautiful. Thank you. And we will catch up again soon. Thanks heaps, Miranda.
No worries. See ya.